Hi everyone, welcome back to Crochet Rocks. Tracy here, and this is the latest edition of Inside Crochet. Now I was in a shop the other day and I noticed this was already in the shops, and I thought part of the reason for subscribing was that you got it early, but this is quite late really because it's been in that shop for over a week now. Anyway, while I'm getting in, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and hopefully you'll be informed when new videos pop up. So we've got some gifts for this one. We've got the magazine, which I'll pop over there. We've got some spring additional makes, and we've got a little diddy blocking board. So usually these sort of gifts get put in people's orders. I just pop them in people's orders from my shop, hobbyrocks.co.uk, and when people order, no matter where they're from, I normally just anything that comes in the magazines that I can't use, because I got a few blocking boards for Christmas, funny enough, but I'll have several from previous magazines, but this will definitely go in someone's order when I get the next one. Okay, so we'll pop that and the other gift aside for now, and we'll have a look at the main magazine. So we've got a bonus Easter project booklet. We have pretty floral wall hangings. You know our love of wall hanging, not. Crafted with love, from patchwork to weaving, hook beautiful pieces, creative finishing touches. Inspiring designer projects with gorgeous decorative details. And we've got soft and airy alpaca lace fringed shawl. Well, it's just got some strands hanging, I don't know. But anyway, we've got a basket which looks suspiciously like a stitch that I've just done, but it is Tunisian, so it's not. And then we've got sweet sashio pouch. And we've got a hat, and we've got a tank top, although they've probably called it something else. Slip over. Yeah, I'm sure they just think of names. Oh, what should we call it this week? Vibrant retro look. I think that might be a little pouch. Pinwheel shirt, snuggly mohair jumper, and motif cowl. So, as everybody else is starting to look towards spring, we're getting quite a lot of mohair in this, I've noticed. That's just an advert, and they're using a hexi-cardy look as part of it. How strange is that? Trying to jump on the trends. So this is the contents page, and well, they really must be small if they fit on there like this. That is not the same blocking board, is it? No. Anyway, this is Mosaic Crochet motif of the month. We'll get to that, I guess, in the magazine. It looks a little confusing. I don't know what one you might get. We have something from Jane Crowfoot's seasonal journal. These are always too small for me to peer at, so we move on. And we have in the spotlight, I usually jump over reading these editorials to this bit, because we have embroidered Easter eggs. That's actually in issue 63, so they're just trying to get you to go back issues, really. A bunny wreath, another one from a back issue. These are usually books. And then we've got the Astara wreath from another issue, and Spring Bunny applique from another issue. So that's a cunning plan, isn't it? To get you to go back and go over old issues. Now I'm trying to get this happy medium. I don't want to miss anything, but at the same time I want it to be sort of visible. So we have someone called Alexis Sixel, and we've got a designer that they love, although I've never seen her name in the magazine, with a bit of a thing. So she's obviously the one that does this mosaic stuff. Anyway, we've got some yarn over here. So we've got several, really. I have to say, I've not had the merino DK from Yarn Smiths, but the DK, don't waste your money, basically. And all the rest of the merinos, not tried because I'm allergic to wool, so I can't really give you an opinion on the merinos, I'm afraid. They're lovely. Whenever I see them, they always look such lovely kind of stitch definition and everything else, but I just can't use them. And again, we've got a page of back issues. Look at that, showing you all the gloves that you can make from the back issues and what number you might need to go get. So yeah, that's a cunning plan again. Now I've seen this flare, this King Cole flare, chunky. It's a very unspun fluff. I didn't get it for my shop because I just thought fluff yarns don't tend to really do that well. And there's another fluff yarn. We've got another luxury merino. And I don't know what that is. Rowan's Classic Kid Silk Haze. Well, that'll be expensive. That is for sure. So we've got some Stylecraft classics and spring cotton patterns popping up. They've brought out a new Aran cotton as well, which I do feel like giving a go. Anyway, let's move on. An advert. Books. Finally, we've got some books. Granny Square Crochet Blocks by Laura Strutt. And that's $14.99 in UK terms. It's nice to see in a UK magazine them having some UK terms, isn't it? Chunky Amigurumi Crochet, $14.99 UK terms. They've got realistic prices again, thank goodness. Zodiac Mosaic Crochet. This is that Alexis 6-all one we were mentioning earlier. That is $16.99 in its US terms. And then we've got Crochet Borders. Again, $16.99 US terms. So there's a few books that they're kind of looking at. Heirlooms of the Future. Jane Crowfoot's Seasonal Journal. So yeah, just, I don't know. We can't read all that, can we? It's too much. And Start As You Mean to Go On. These are sponsored by Wool Warehouse. Just goes to show they earn too much money out of people who buy their yarn, if they can afford to do this. Anyway, let's move on. It's too much to read. I-cord edging. Stylecraft insider Anna Nikopirowicz shows how this simple technique can give a stylish and professional edging to your projects. So I think she's just one of those brand ambassadors personally, which are hard to become one, I must admit. But anyway, there you go. It's just a little neckerchief. They're calling it a breeze scarf. That is one sorry scarf. That is a neckerchief or a neck thing tie. There's not a chance that I'd call that a scarf. Anyway, there we are. That's what it looks like. It looks like a tie, doesn't it? I can't get my head around what they call these things sometimes. So this is Claire Montgomery, and it is the Handmade Heritage. Welcome in springtime with these handcrafted garments and accessories you'll love. So we can't really see this so well, but it does look promising. And there we go, we've got more. So they're going to have the pictures of all the things that are in the magazine. I'm not really quite sure what that is. Is it an apron? It ought to be. And I have no idea what this is going to be. And there we go. This is a cowl. But that's unusual, isn't it? Sort of a cross between two things I've done in my channel, I'll say. Winding a hank with a scarf on. We've got a hat. We've got adverts. Motif of the month. So this is the Claire Montgomery motif of the month. So this is obviously the Cecily cowl. Maybe this is her motif of the month. This is number 3. So it's been happening a while. I just haven't noticed it as a series until now. But there we are. That's the one. If you want to know that one, it's in there. Rickarumical birthday party. So I was looking at this. I've seen a lot of things with this sort of design lately, like patchwork. Lots of little mandalas on a shelf and hanging. Cushions, but they don't look crocheted. Well, not all of them anyway. I have to keep my eye open, and I do believe we have a parcel. So I'm going to have to pause it for a second, and I'll come back once we have the parcel. I'm back. Sorry about that. So yeah, let's move on. And That's kind of like a bag now, by the looks of it. A little hook purse. I would have thought that would be glasses or something. But we've got masks of sorts and a tank top. Well, I'd have said that was a towel, but I don't know. Let's see. Probably a blanket. That one's very snazzy. Advert. This is the make it section, so we're finally here. And let's have a look, shall we? So this is the Star Patchwork Jacket by Kath Webber. That's quite snazzy, isn't it? I quite like that. If I was to make this, I would have to make it longer, so I'd have to do another star to get it longer. I'd have to do that. The sleeves look like they are 3/4 length. They're a bit on the baggy side though. Look at this. Not really liking baggy sleeves, but as long as they're not 3/4 length, they're not too bad. And we can always taper those in some way. But there we go. That's what it looks like, and it's a very simple kind of. That's why it's so baggy, really. You could always do smaller stars, couldn't you? To make that smaller. Anyway, we've got sizes 1, 2, and 3, which doesn't really tell us much. Apart from got bust sizes and lengths. What else we got? The Ellis Slipover by Zoe Curtis, so otherwise known as tank tops. When I was at school, that was a tank top, guys, and it's always been knitted tank top, but never mind, or crocheted in this case. But we're calling it a slipover, and it is kind of just checkered. Do we have sizes? Let's see. It's quite a lot of instructions for something so small. We've got small, medium, large, extra large, 2XL and 3XL. I don't think I like the fact that it's got a brown back. Blue and white, or blue and oatmeal at the front, and then brown at the back. That's a bit odd. I wouldn't do that. This is the Cleo Sweater by Cassie Ward, which is quite nice. It's a mohair though, this one, but you can always make it in whatever you want. And of course this is just straight with sleeves, so nice and easy kind of design. Small up to a 3XL on that advert. Indigo pinwheel shirt, guys. It's more like a cardigan. How can you call it a shirt? Anyway, Cassie Ward does. It's got buttons there and a collar, therefore it's a shirt. But yeah, there it is in its schematic. So we've got a small to medium up to a 3XL. And this is the Sugi Yuki pouch. Easy for you to say, Jenny Street. The Sugi Yuki pouch. Okay, it's just got, it looks like running stitches, doesn't it? All the way down it. But, you know, yeah, see, they just put glasses in it. Yeah, on it, the illustration on the front had crochet hooks. But, yeah, I would have thought it was a glasses case. It looked like glasses cases my mum always used to have. And it's got a little cord on the edge. I wouldn't do what they're going to do though. I'd use my cord maker for that. I got one. They're in my shop actually. They're tulip cord makers. They're brilliant. Anyway, Malmo Beanie by Claire Montgomery. Having said that, I don't think there's many left. But still. This is the Ingrid apron, and it's just got ribbons running through it. And I think it's probably better off without those ribbons, to be honest with you. But, you know, I can't imagine them going nice when you wash it. But for me, although it's an apron, it needs a bib part up the top because that's where I get most of my spillages. I always refer to the girls as the gravy catchers because that's what they do. They catch everything unless I wear an apron. So Jess Bennett has made this one. And, well, it's, you know, the border doesn't look very big, but this is it. It's quite a lacy border. And that's what it looks like without all the ribbons. Of course, you don't have to do that. Digital copy. Florentine clutch bag. Now, I'm not sure about this. I don't really kind of like it. It's by Jess Bennett. I wouldn't mind it in a... I think I've done it in a blanket, but I don't know. Maybe it's the colours. Just something about it. It's not really me. Now, it looks to me as if she's made it a crossbody as well. But there we go, just a clutch. So perhaps you can do what you want with that. But I'd like to know how it secures straps if it is a crossbody. Pemberley Lace Shawl by Heather C. Gibbs. It is very lacy, but it is just, by the looks of it, V-stitches. Doesn't look like it's much in the way of intricacy, but this was airy lace work. What did we say this was made with? Alpaca. Very fine though. Actually, I do have some really fine yarn, and it's alpaca silk, so maybe I could do something along these lines with it. I've been wondering what to do with it, but that doesn't look like V-stitches now. This is the new bridge turtleneck slip over. Tank top, you know, that's what it is. But there seems to be a bit of a book up here. It's taken from Crochet Garments by Carrie Chambers, and that's $12.99, which is a bit more reasonable. You can buy a copy from Gifts to Me for only £12 plus postage and packing with a code R6087. Offer ends 26th of May. So if you fancy that, get yourself a copy. And it goes from a small, medium, large, XL, 2XL and a 3XL. We've got a bit of shaping in this one. Wow. Wowza. So this is the subscribey offer, which doesn't seem great much to do with an offer. Just a 45% discount off of every issue. I'm looking everywhere to see how much it will cost you, and I can't find it, so maybe they're not showing it. This is the Fleur wall hanging by Millie Masterton. I used to know someone called Fleur. When she was at school, people used to go Fleur, na 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 na. It wasn't very nice, but not me. I wouldn't do a thing like that. But that's Fleur, the wall hanging mandalas. Look like they're on hoops. Oh my goodness, my parcel force has arrived as well. The first one was Gary's. This one is mine, so I'm going to have to pause it again, guys, and I'll come right back to you. Well, here I'm back. I don't think we've got any more deliveries. I think that's it. Anyway, this looks kind of different. Here comes the spring. Download digital back issues from Pocket Mags. So they're really pushing their back issues, aren't they? This is the Antibes basket by Theodora Barrow. If you want to say it. Antibes or Antibes. But yeah, seen that a lot recently, that kind of patterning. I was thinking of having a little tutorial for it, but we'll see. We shall see. Anyway, this is all adverts, this bit. And this is the Rose Border towels. So maybe it's just bordering towels. Pretty embellishment, looks like cross stitch, but it's C to C. Well, I've never thought of doing that on my towels, like really fine bordering on your towel. Wow. It'd make washing your towels more difficult, I would have thought, if you've got a particularly, you know, need to make them hotter. It wouldn't be very effective though. It's quite nice. I like that. Wouldn't be doing it because my C to C wouldn't look that neat. Mayray cushion. I wish they wouldn't keep making these words that are hard to pronounce. It might. I think it's Mayray by Charlie Mortley. Taking inspiration from the heritage craft, this cushion uses a combination of crochet and simple stitching to emulate weaving. There you go. Lots of different little techniques in this. Lunar dressing up set. Oh, that's what that's all about. Kath Webber, a whimsical dressing up set to have your little person reaching for the stars. I don't know, maybe this, if you'd done it slightly different, could be Wonder Woman. Just saying, just change colouring. We've got Harvest Blanket, Eleanor Borum. Stunning patchwork style blanket worked in recycled yarn and joined as you work. So there you are. That's a mission doing that one, but it is pretty, gotta say. She's only joining it in spots by the looks of it. Looks a little clumsy, doesn't it? Just joining it in little spots like that. There's other ways to do it, you know. but it does look pretty without all that. And in the next month, whimsical spring projects, lavender tea, Pierrot sweater, motif wrap, country cushion, lacy daisy top, romantic curtain, plus a very special motif of the month project. So there we are. And we've got this, which looks like stitch markers, would you say? Bit small, but hard to kind of look, peer at. Oh, look, back issues. They're really trying to get rid of the back issues. Maybe they've got loads on the shelves. And we've got the how to crochet bits. And shaping and colour work and tension. All explained in one page. That must be clever. And then we've got the charts, abbreviations and hook sizes and stuff. Last bit, creating community. So that's the magazine, but I have this in my shop. It's lovely yarn. Really is pretty. Don't have a lot left, but it is nice. Remember, we've got a blocking board. And then let's have a look at the Sweet Spring Makes. This is an Inside Crochet magazine supplement. Gorgeous projects to celebrate the new season. Got a wreath, I've seen that. We've got bunnies. Spring is actually hares. Sarah Jane Hicks has come up with these hares. You can call it a bunny if you like. But it's a hare. Easter Friends, we've got chickens and chicks by Victoria Caris. Now they're really cute. Incidentally, I do have Easter egg or just boiled egg covers with their little chicks as well. And that goes over quite a few pages. And then we've got the Springtime Floral Wreath by Jo Smith. Smith with 2 F's. Sorry, Smith. A pretty wreath of flowers that heralds spring. Bluebells, daffodils, violets, primroses, blossom and celandines. I've never heard of them. Celandines. That's a very bushy wreath. It's actually probably the best one for me to have because I wouldn't kill it. It would not need watering, would it? But it would fade if you put it outside, I would have thought. But there you go. That's quite pretty. I like that. Not usually one for wreaths and hangings, but that one I like. I like it a lot. So, guys, what do you think of this magazine? It's kept me waiting. So I wasn't very happy about that. But, you know, that's just naughty, isn't it, really? Don't know why it was so delayed. But it's here now. And what I like about Inside Crochet is the thickness of it. Because, you know, not many magazines arrive as thick as this. It's like a little book in itself. And, yeah, there are lots of ads in this one, though, I have to say. Buying it in the shop is £10.99. £10.99, and you've got this and this. So they're not exactly free gifts. They are, you know, added into the price, I think. Kinda. What do you reckon? Tell me what you like, what you don't like. Be interested to read your comments. I always do. And, well, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. If you can like, share and hype my video as well, I'll be truly, truly appreciative. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye for now.